Hello and welcome to the Bar Table Talk newsroom. I'm your co-host Shy Shy, and let's get into some local news today. First up, we have there was a Ontario warehouse fire in San Bernardino County. A man was charged in federal criminal compliance with deliberately setting a fire that destroyed 1.2 million square foot of a warehouse, causing approximately $500 million in damages. Chamel, I'm not even going to try to say his last name. He's 29 years old and he is charged with arson. And he will be going to jail for this. Um, I I honestly don't know why he decided to videotape himself setting the fire and then posting it. I get the point in the video. He's like, they don't pay us enough um to live, so then he set the fire. But if you set the fire to the place that you work at, you no longer have a job. Therefore, you no longer get a paycheck. So I don't think that fixed the problem. If they wanted more pay, there was, I think, a better way he could have went about that.
Hey, he knew that.
Basically, I mean, I hope he doesn't have a family to support because, yeah, you just left them high and dry now. So I don't know. I think that it was definitely like a cry for attention and fame on Instagram. However, the backlash, the consequences, I don't think are worth it. I don't think it was worth it, in my opinion. Also, in news today, there has been several reports about AI robots coming into the education industry. So, on March 25th of 2026, the First Lady, Melania Trump, hosted an AI-powered humanoid robot named Figure 3 at the White House Summit on Children's Technology and Education. The robot is developed by Figure A1, greeted attendees in multiple languages, highlighting the advancement of the US made AI. So, I think that um, this could be good and bad. I think that one, teachers, they are saying that this robot could become a teacher's assistant. And yes, that would be helpful. However, it's only going to help with one part of the problem in the education system. There's two problems. One is that our access to educational things like books and things like that, technology can sometimes be limited according to what the school can afford. Number two, the other problem is classroom behavior management. The behavior of the kids in the class are it's becoming so disruptive that the teachers are not able to teach the actual curriculum. So how is the AI robot going to do that? Like, I feel like I see it helping with the educational aspect, but I don't see it helping with classroom behavior management unless it's going to turn into RoboCop and start slamming some kids down and kicking them out of class. I don't know. So that's just kind of my take on that. I don't want this to become where they try to replace teachers because I think that that would be a really sad thing to do to all those educators out there. So yeah, um, that's my take on that. I do have some shout outs. Alaska Crab. I just wanted to shout out them because they have really good food and they have really good crab boils. And You guys should go check it out in Marina Valley. It's called Alaska Crab. That's all I have for you guys today. Take it away, Skittles.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Shy, for the news. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Bar Table Talk. I'm your host, Skittles, and y'all all know my co-host, Shy.
Hey,
This is the space where we talk about real life, real conversations, and what's happening now. Today we're going to get into what's going on. We got in today what's going on the local news. Now we do have a guest. My mom, Miss Peaches. Are you on?
Hello.
Yes, that is our guest for today. My mom, Miss Peaches. Um, so pull up a chair and grab your drink. You already know what time it is. It's the bar table talk. Get your coffee, your water, your mimosas, your wine, and let's get into today's. We are talking about street smarts versus book smarts. And this one, yeah, people gonna have their own opinion. Um, so let's dive right in to defining the difference. What do street smarts mean to you, Miss Peaches?
Well, street smarts means to me hmm it's highly educated people who struggle
Yeah.
with basic life decisions
Mhm.
due to hurt, due to it can be various things that will lead them to be street smart. Me personally, um, you take a lot of risks being street smart. Uh,
Mhm.
it's just a lot being street smarts it's just a lot to explain. It often gains being betrayed.
Yeah.
Um, it focuses on handling tough decisions as well, tough situations. Um, I can go on and on, but I don't want to make it long. But
Hey, this is what this
I was
podcast is
born.
for.
Okay, I was born into being street smart,
Uh-huh.
only because was I was a rough going kid.
Uh-huh.
I just wasn't taking no for an answer. And my mom, dear mom, she's the best in the world, but she wasn't taking no bad kids. So I was forced to stay with my grandma.
Uh-huh.
So I had to live by my grandma's rules, which was a little more stricter
Mhm.
as a young kid. My mom was more stricter, and I just was a kid that just I didn't care about all that.
Yeah.
I do say being street smart, it can teach you a lot on how to read people. I learned how to read people, how to take
Mhm.
excessive risks.
Mhm.
I learned how to develop and avoid dangers. Um, you can go on and on with being
Yes.
street smart. Um, like I said, it navigate unpredictable situations is the most important one, because we learn in the streets how to navigate and how to get out of situations because we see other people in that same situation that's out there and they're trying to navigate throughout the world themselves. You know, you have human behavior, you have learning
Yes.
mistakes,
Mhm.
you have a lot of pros and cons when it comes to
Yeah.
street smart. So um,
Yes.
that's
So,
about it.
like you said, it's awareness, survival, and reading people. Um, Now let's talk about in book smarts. You know, um, education structure and knowledge, right?
Yes.
So,
Now go ahead.
oh no, no, you go ahead. So let's. I'm gonna have a open discussion question. Is street smarts something you're born with or something you learn? Let me back it up. Shay, do you have anything on the question before that? What do street smarts mean to you?
Um, yeah, well, for me, I wasn't born with street smarts. I think that was something that one of my older sister tried to teach me. So I do find it very valuable to have, because she, I think, saw how detrimental it was to me to not have any of it. And growing up where I grew up, it was very needed, um, because it was just an unsafe environment at times. And if you weren't street smart, you could find yourself at the wrong place at the wrong time very easily.
Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you for that. And I think you was what in LA at the time, was you? You was in LA,
Yeah,
right?
I lived in Inglewood, South Central, Gardena, Culver City. Lived all over LA. When I was really young, we were in Inglewood for a time, and then moved to South Central where my grandparents lived. So in both areas, I was just focused. My mom pushed me to focus on school. My oldest sister, who's 10 years older than me, saw that I was being bullied all the time, and that's where she saw that I needed some street smarts to defend myself against the bullies, basically.
So for that question, is street smarts something you were born with or something you learned? So in your situation, you had to learn it, correct?
Yeah.
In my situation, I feel like I was born with it only because my mom was from it. So I, but so I was taught at a young age how to have street smarts because of Miss Peaches.
Thank
So
you.
Miss Peaches, so is street smart
I
something?
wasn't.
So you wasn't born with street smarts, right, Miss Peaches?
No, I wasn't born with it. I can say that it was my choice.
Okay.
It was my choice to be street smart. In other
Okay.
words, my mom didn't force me to go to the streets. I was just basically a kid that just wanted to experience the streets.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. I'm gonna open up for everybody. Would you rather your child be book smart or street smart? You can go Shay because I know you had a different experience.
I mean, for me, my mom chose, she wanted me to be book smart because I feel like there were situations that happened in our life, where I could see that she made a choice for me, while I was very young, because my dad left when I was about 7 years old. We became homeless. We lost a lot of things, and my oldest sister, she's 10 years older, so she was like doing her own thing, and she had decided she didn't want to um, sleep in the car with us and stuff. She kind of went and stayed with friends instead. And then I could see how, like, when we finally got back together, like, my mom, she kept my little sister close to her, and then she would push me, like, make sure you do your homework, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. My brother was into sports, he did his sports, and she just pushed me to get the education. And even when I got older, she we lost our house, our apartment that we were in, and I was in high school. She had me live at my best friend's house. She spoke to the parent while her and my sister kind of went from place to place because my sister was in elementary school at the time. She or not elementary, she was in middle school at the time. So she kind of kept her with her for a little bit and so that I wouldn't have my schooling interrupted. And I think that's why me and my sister are so different because my sister has more street smarts than I do because my mom pushed school, school, school for me, while my sister was there kind of helping my mom with like finding a place or, you know, making the food spread or, or having to sleep in a storage unit some nights or things like that because she didn't want my education to be affected. And I think looking back on that, I can see how she made that choice. And that's why, like, me and my siblings have these difference in personalities. Because I had to learn my street smarts later while they had no choice but to learn street smarts because they were on the streets. Like my older sister, she ran away and she was on the street. She had no choice but to learn it. So, but then later she added, the education once she had a child and everything. And then she tried to implement it with me as well. Um, in like my high school age is when she tried to start teaching me how to do the street smart stuff. And so yeah, I mean, I would want my child to have both because I want them to have the education, but I also don't want them to be taken advantage by some of the things in this world that you can't really control. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, and Miss Peaches, unmute your mic. Okay, so because you
It's
have kids,
unmuted.
okay, so because you have kids, how do you feel about that question? Would you rather your child be book smart or street smart?
I would rather my kids to be both.
Okay.
I would rather them to know the streets so they
Mhm.
can have social intelligence
Mhm.
combined with the work ethics as well. Um, Street smarts, I would want them to know about the streets because if they
Mhm.
even happen to fall in the streets and don't know about the streets, they'll be mentally they wouldn't mentally know how to deal with the streets. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
understand because I'm
Book
your
smart,
child. I'm your child.
right? But I also would like to have book smart as
Mhm.
well. I do have book smart. It took me a long time to be book smart, but
Uh huh.
because I was just a devious kid back then, my mom whooped me every day because I don't listen. But at the end of the day, it took me a long time to get into the books. I just was not a book kid at that time. Um, she basically forced me to get out in them streets and make that money. Don't ask me for nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think because I am one of your child that I I became a lot aware when I was younger. I read people. I read people fast. I
Right.
knew their intentions. And then I knew how to get
Mm-hmm.
myself out of certain situations, and of course I knew how to hustle too.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. And
I
that's the
knew
main thing.
exactly. I'm like I had like two nine to fives. That's what I was hustling. I had two jobs.
That's what
One morning,
that's
one night.
exactly.
Uh, never asked nobody for anything. Kind of tried to do
Mm.
everything, on my own. So,
Yes.
Shay, let's get into the next segment, please.
all right, we're going to talk about real life
Yes.
examples.
We all know people who are book smart, right? But struggles in real life.
Yeah, and people with no degree but winning in life.
Exactly. So, with my real life experience is, I mean, I chose what I chose. I did go to college, but also I needed money. I needed money for my books. I needed money to get to college. I needed money to ride the bus, and I wanted a car. So within that, I did go to Cerritos College for a little bit, but within that, I'm just like, okay, well, I made the choice to get my money up first. So as I got my money up first, life was moving. I didn't get back into school until what I could say 2012, but then I fell out of school and then went to work for those years, and then went back to school before kind of like before COVID hit. I went back to school and stuff like that. So that was my real life. You have to pick and choose. You know, I chose to work than to actually seek education, and because I was sometimes in the streets or something like that, I actually learned some by older folks, because they always tell you their old stories and stuff like that. Um, so my next question is, oh, Miss Peaches, so give us a real life example of your experience actually becoming like, oh, book smart and stuff. When did your book smart kick in? Like, when did you wanted to seek more education?
I'm just gonna keep it 100. I barely seeked education in 2019.
In 2019? Hey, and yeah, that's totally fine.
2019. It took me so long to get my mind,
Mm-hmm.
off of the streets.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, today, I'm a 4-year college student. I graduate next year as a paralegal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 degrees. It The streets taught me how to get off the streets for sure. It taught me a
Yeah.
lot to gain access and gain what I want, and make sure take care of my kids the best way I know how. But yeah, 2019 was my blessing. Like I said, I'm doing good now. Taking care of business that I should have took care of years ago, but I'd
Uh-huh.
rather been in the streets because I liked it the money. You know what I mean? I liked it to get out there. I liked it to hustle. I like new cars. I like rings and diamonds, and I was just out there.
Yeah.
Today I sit back and I just thank God today that he allowed me a second chance
Yeah.
to show my kids that I can do better than what they were seeing.
Mm-hmm.
They just know me for riding around in Lolos and going to the casinos, playing bingo, trying to make money the best way
I,
I know
I love me
how.
some bingo though. I still love me some bingo.
Right. I introduced them to bingo. But it was by all means necessary with me
Mm-hmm.
and my kids because it was
Yeah.
just me and my kids.
Yes.
Um, uh, the fathers they was there, but not the 110% that I
Yes.
had. So
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I protected them to the best of my ability. I do give them their honors as a father.
Yes.
They did step up to the plate when needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I will never take that away from them. I never ever told them to not talk to their parent or none
Mm-hmm.
of that.
Yeah.
That was something that wasn't in me. As far as being hurt or being portrayed or being bullied
Yeah.
or just out there in the streets, and I had to protect myself because it was just me.
Yeah.
Education taught me a lot right now. I got tears in my eyes right now, so don't excuse me.
No, 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 it's fine.
I
I
just
mean,
they have
hey,
me.
this is the bar table talk. We live, girl. We live. That's okay. This some real life shit right
They
now.
have real life shit, okay.
Right.
But yes, my eyes because I couldn't see. Okay, yeah, but it taught me a lot now today as a book smart
Mm-hmm.
parent
Mm-hmm.
that it's never too late to go back to school and gain
Yeah.
your education and figure out what is
Yes.
out there
Uh-huh.
that you can accomplish. You know what I mean? I never thought that I would become a paralegal. I
Yeah.
never thought that. I was on the other side
Right.
trying to get out of jail. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Uh-huh.
So now I'm getting ready to walk into a courtroom with the lawyer and I'm presenting. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my kids for support, my friends. All I can say is just God made a way. So
Yes.
um, I'm just grateful. I take book smart and street smart to be all smart all together because
Yes.
it
Yes.
interacts together to me. Um, it teach you a lot of adultism, how to become an adult. It teach
Yep.
you how to survive. It
Yes.
teach you how to become something that you think you really wasn't
Uh-huh.
mentally. Because on certain occasions,
Yep.
I was in the streets with a backpack. I was a young kid. I was out there. You know what I mean? I had to survive for myself. So at
Yes.
the end of the day, I'm blessed today to say that God did give me another chance, and my kids gave me another chance to show them that I'm a better parent today.
Uh-huh.
Yes, of course.
That's commendable.
Yeah, it is. We're going to give you a clap for that one.
Right?
Uh,
Yes.
all right. Okay. So I have a question for all of us.
Oh, I wanted to
Oh,
say
okay.
that.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. My
Nope.
bad. My
Right.
bad.
I just wanted to say that, like, I was raised by a single mom as well, and I wanted to say, kind of relating to Miss Peaches, what she did for her kids. Like, I saw what my mom was doing, and there were street smarts that she, I think, indirectly showed me. And one of those things was to be independent, to not have to wait on anybody else to do something for you, to figure out how to do it for yourself. And I think that taught me strength and resilience, because life is hard and nobody prepares you for how hard it's going to be because everybody's life is different. And so I think that that's something that I learned, even though I was 90% on the book smart side. I went to college completely on my own. Nobody paid for it. Nobody helped me pay for it. I did it by myself. My mom could not afford for me to pay for college. So when I went to college, I applied for student loans. And when I needed more than the student loans, I worked at the bookshop, at the bookstore in the college. I got a job at the college. And that was something that I learned from my mom. Like, don't just sit there and cry and be like, oh, woe is me. What am I going to do? Figure it out. So I got student loans. I got a job. When I couldn't pay for my dorm, I figured out that if I become an RA, my dorm is free. I applied for that. I got that job. So then I'm working at the bookstore. I'm an RA. The bookstore is helping me pay for my books. The RA is paying for my residential stuff, my dorm room. And then I was able to get honor roll and principal's list, dean's list, all those things, and still like doing it on my own. And I learned all of that from my mom showing me with her actions, like, this is how you have to do it when nobody else can do it for you. And I think that is street smarts that was indirectly taught to me. And I think that people from single moms, like, they see what their moms are doing, and that they see that, and then they kind of use it as like something that they can use for their own life in turn. So
No, thank you for sharing that. So now I'm open this up to everybody. Here go a question. Why do some highly educated people struggle with basic life decisions? I'm gonna let Miss Peaches take that one away.
Well, I'm gonna say maybe highly educated people struggle with basic life decisions because they're looking for more perfect choices rather than settle for a good enough one.
Oh, okay. What did you think about that, Shy Shy?
I think that highly educated people can sometimes have a hard time with basic life decisions because most of the time, I'm not going to
Yeah.
say all, okay, most of the time, highly educated people have a sense of entitlement.
Yes.
And so they think that, I'm smart, therefore I should get this no problem. Not true in the real world.
Exactly.
You
Right.
gotta work for it. You gotta make a decision, and sometimes the decision's gonna be tough. You can be real smart, but you could be broke if you ain't got money. You ain't about to get this nice apartment,
Right.
and you're not about to get this promotion if you don't do X, Y, Z. So there's things that sometimes they think like I'm smart. So it's like that doesn't open that many doors.
No, our
Sometimes you gotta have
yeah.
actual being able to work hard, and sometimes that takes humility. You can, if you're too cocky, people are gonna be like, no thanks.
Yeah, and they they also be too smart for their own good, and then they make dumb decisions.
Yeah,
Like I'm around
Dumb
people,
decisions.
right? I'm around people that have PhDs and all this stuff, and we sit at a table, and all the dean is asking these people is to choose what branch they want. And is it clinical skills, is it this and this? They all want to argue amongst themselves like they 5-year-old kids, and they all got
Trying
PDH. They all got degrees, like high degrees, and I'm just like, so y'all can't decide. It takes y'all months to decide on one question. Do y'all want
uh-huh.
clinical skills or not? Like,
Yeah, because they're talking about status and, well, I have my PhD and a master's in this, so therefore I should be here. And the other person's like, no, I should be here. And then, yeah.
to. Right.
okay, so moving on to
Too.
the. I know for real. I sit in the back with my popcorn and be like, this is comedy. Um,
Yeah. It
Right.
basically turns into a cockfight, but it's in degrees.
right, and they
The
all up.
degree is bigger.
Right, that's all it does. So next question: is college overrated in today's world? Shay, as a teacher, hit go for it.
Is college
Yes,
overrated today in today's world?
yes.
Oh my gosh. As speaking as someone who was like, should I go back to school to finish some other's degrees? And I was like, no, I don't want to. But I mean, I feel like it's hard because right now I work in a field where education will help you get more money. Um, but then at the same time, you also know that there's a cap and they're not going to pay teachers over a certain amount. So then why go to more school if I know that they're not going to pay me over $25 no matter how much school I go to? So then it's like college is overrated because you want me to keep going. So then I have to go to now I have to change my whole field if I want to make more money.
Yes,
And then
exactly.
that sucks because then you're telling me I have to start all over again. And I've already been to school, so then it starts making this frustration. So I feel like there are other people kind of facing that where it's like, okay, yes, if I want to change, my direction career wise, go to school, start over, you can do it, do that. However, I feel like in some cases, the field doesn't necessarily even need success in something doesn't necessarily need education per se. Sometimes it's just about who you know, and sometimes it's about this, and
Yep.
so it's less about what you learned in a book. So
Exactly.
it's very conflicting, but I think nowadays in this generation, college is kind of slowly going to like not so important, depending on what it is you want to do with your life.
Yeah. No, no, I totally agree. So, um, how I got into the position that I'm in, I thought you need a degree because, of course, everybody's been like, "Oh, you need a degree." That it is. No, in my case, I was self-taught. Like they taught me. They was just like, "No, you don't need a degree. I'm gonna teach you." So within my job, I got taught how to be an embalmer. Now, when it comes to veterinarian embalmer, they do not you do not have schooling for this. So this is
You don't
a
need it.
skill. Exactly. This is a skill that I, lucked up on. Not even RVTs know how to embalm an animal. They is not trained or taught in their schooling how to embalm an animal. Then when you want to get certified as a veterinarian embalmer, you can't. You want to know why? Because the schooling, it only goes to humans. It does not portray to animals. So you will have to go to Mercury Science School, go that route, but then you have to embalm humans. But you're trying to be a veterinarian embalmer, which I have the experience now because I've been there for 4 years. But I also cannot get a degree in that or a certificate, right?
Now,
Because
that's
I know it's wild. Because why? Because the school do not teach that
right.
at all. So therefore, I will have to become a animal care technician and get my certificate within that to actually which I am proceeding to do as of today. But I'm just saying you have to take that route. It's crazy because a lot of people be like, "Oh, okay, well, is that a great no to be a veterinarian embalmer?" There, no, it's not taught in college. It's not taught as an RVT. VAs don't even teach that. Cal Poly and Mount Sac don't even teach that.
Interesting.
Yes, it is. You can Google it all you want to. There is no schooling for a veterinarian embalmer at all, and I have this skill, and I can be one. So that's So yes, sometimes college is overrated. There's when
Okay.
you How I got the experience that I got is through working. So
Yeah.
for
Degrees are really not needed for work.
Yeah, some of them is not, and some of them is not. But you do have those people at the top that if a person do come in with degree, let's say, okay, my job description is totally different from my degree. Degree is computer science. I am a veterinarian academic laboratory technician, right? That's far from what I'm going for, right? But I'm still going through computer science, and I'm still getting my degrees that I need in computer science. So, and then I can kind of use that to kind of move up into my job as well. Like if they need somebody for IT in my college, I can kind of move up to IT or something like that. But now I have the experience of a technician as well, a lab technician in a in animal embalming. So let's move on to personal experience. L- you know, Life teaches you things school never will, which is true,
Yeah, like reading energy, trusting your gut.
right? Because I didn't. I think having street smarts, I kind of knew how to read people. Like if you moved a certain way, I'm like, what's going on? Or
Was
I was aware, right? And then my surroundings, I'm always on 10. I'd be like, I'm looking like, who behind me? Who in the front of me? I swear to God, I do it all the time. While I'm driving my little Honda Civic, if they be behind me for a short amount of time, no, are you following me? Are you following me? Let me hit a corner. If
you
they
gotta
hit
stay
the
aware in them.
Yes, if they hit that corner while I'm hitting that corner, okay, okay. Be okay. You gotta
As you're right.
No, for real. Like I be thinking people be thinking that's being paranoid. That's not being paranoid.
No,
Like they
it's not.
following
It's
you.
being safe.
Yes, that's just being exactly. That is just being safe. And how I learned that is because of Miss Peaches, and technically I was born with it. As a little child, I was like this. I was like, yes, head on a swivel.
Why? And be truthful. Why? Because your mama stayed in them streets.
Yeah, exactly. My mama stayed in them streets, but and shit, we was in them streets too. Like we was never at our apartment. Like we was at somebody else's apartment. We ain't dumb. We was messing up everybody else's apartment. We ain't gonna mess up ours. But so the question the question is what's a life lesson you learned the hard way that school never taught you? You want to take that away, Miss Peaches?
Yes, it oh, the streets. I learned a lot from the streets. I
Uh
just
huh.
have to say, it taught me how to manage. It taught me how to survive. It taught me how to be aware. It taught me, oh my gosh, the streets taught me more than it taught me. I think it like equal to the books.
Okay.
I think it's equal for me, only because now being into the books, it kind of weighs itself out with the streets, just knowing how to get around, how to navigate, how to basically, like you said, watch out for your surroundings. You're gonna always have that awareness on you because you was taught that way, to always watch your back, never let nobody tell you what you can't do. You know what I mean? I always taught my kids that, always stay assertive, treat people how they want to be treated. All that was into the street smarts on top of being the book smarts. I had the book smarts, I just didn't want it at that time
Yeah.
because I was still in them streets trying to still figure out what Peaches want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wanted to hang out. I just wanted to be the the baller. I just wanted my name out there. You know what I mean? I just wanted to show you that I can. I'm a woman. I can do what I want to do. I can do whatever a man can do. I'm going to do it. I'm
Yeah.
going to get out there and work. I'm going to get on a forklift. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure my kids is straight. I'm going to pull two jobs. I'm gonna get off work, make sure my kids in the house, make sure they eating dinner, cause I'm going back outside, cause I need to go hang out and make this money. Get up in the
Exactly.
morning, lunch money. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
had all kinds of stuff going on. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it basically taught me awareness of most
Yes.
of all. You know, it's a blessing to know the street smarts because like I said, I ran into a lot of people in the streets that had no clue. They lost everybody in their family. You know, I sat and talked to a guy, I didn't even know who he was. I was just homeless just like he was. I was sitting at the donut shop braiding my hair trying to make myself look good, and he walked up and was like, "You're doing a great job." And I said, "Thank you." He said, "Why are you out here?" And I said, "You know what? It's my choice. I don't lean on my kids for anything. I really don't. I don't ask my kids, can I come stay the night with them, or I need to stay with you because I don't have a place to stay. No, I stayed in them streets and I made a way. I made it to where my kids will see she's gonna come out of whatever she's going through because she's a survivor. She's done did this before, you know. This man sat down and I told him my life story from 9 years old all the way up into that day braiding my hair. And he walked away and he was like, "You're a very inspiring young lady." He said, "There's no reason you should be out here." He said, "But I just want to tell you something. You just saved me from
Yeah.
killing myself." And I said, "Killing yourself? Why would you want to kill yourself?"
Yeah.
He said, "Because I have no family. I'm not from out here. I'm from Mexico. My whole family is deceased." And I said, "Well, I mean, you shouldn't kill yourself. That's more of a sin than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That told him that's more of a sin to kill yourself. I said it. You should talk to different people or go get mental health or something because I'm out here and I've been out here by myself for a while, and my kids know with a backpack. Mom, you can come to my house. I don't want to come to your house. This is my choice. I wanted to show you that I can do better.
Yeah.
There'll be one day that I will make it look better to them. So it was a never lean on them. It was always get up and show them better. And that was always on my mind because they always seen me do this, do that, do this, do that. Go fight this person, go fight that person. Mom, what are you doing? It was always,
Yeah.
I was just a bad person at that time. I drunk a lot. I was nothing but Hennessy. I'm talking nothing but bottles on bottles on bottles, and couldn't nobody tell me no different. But my kids was well taken care of, regardless if I was an alcoholic. At this time, I don't drink no more. I don't do no drinking at all. If it is, it's a bottle of wine. Only because my mind have to stay focused on the book smarts now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I have to be aware. I have to take notes. I have to talk to victims. I have to, I'm filing now. I'm in the court system now. I'm getting ready to take the state bar now.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing for me. So my mind is
Yes.
basically raveling both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. I mean, I think so. Do you have anything, shy shy? On
No,
the,
I think I had something for the next question.
oh, okay. So for the next question, okay, let's move on. For the next question, have street smarts ever saved you from a bad situation? I'm gonna say for myself, yes, it did. I was living in San Bernardino, and I think I was living on Medical Center. I don't think Deja was in San Bernardino yet. But anyways, I was living on and I was talking to the next door neighbors. I needed his mower to mow the lawn. So I'm talking to him, but as I'm talking to him, I'm looking around and I notice a tan Toyota Camry, tinted windows, a window slide down. You know what kicked in? Them street smarts. So he's talking to me and I'm watching this car. That car skidded. I said, nope. They shot at me. Bow, bow, bow. I ducked and I dove in the house real fast and they skid off. So the reason why they shot at me is because they thought I seen them shoot at the guy down the street, which I knew he was a Samoan dude. And so the next day in the morning, I seen the bullet cases and stuff. So it was a new. I can tell he did. First of all, he was probably trying to get his stripes in his hood because he did not know how to shoot. Number one, he did it. No, he did it. Like it was bullets. It was bullet cations. Like how I was running, it was like you can see the bullet cation. He was like, I was like, I seen that. I felt like I was in Set It Off. I swear to God, I thought I was in Set It Off. And I was gone. I was ducking. I dove. Lucky at the time my ex-girlfriend was coming out the door. I didn't push her. Her mama, she was a big woman. And they was like, what the heck? And then when I told her, I was like, yeah, they shot at me. Then the next day we found out that they was doing a drive-by by him and they didn't want no witnesses. And I'm just like, and then the next door neighbor, he just ducked right there. No, I'm running and ducking. I'm doing a whole day. Like, I was gone. So that was my bad situation that my street smarts got me out. I was like, and he was using a 9 mil. I'm like, boy, yeah, he was trying to get his street credit. But I'm thank the Lord that he did not know how to
Right.
shoot. I know, right, Shay? That's a crazy story. What about you, Shy Shy?
Oh my goodness, dude, that was intense. Drive-bys are crazy, and I have seen them which is crazy. But yeah, I think that for me it's more low key. Like I think just kind of when let's see, I feel like I was going through. I had quit a job because the lady was she was like cursing at me, whatever. And so I quit that job and was waiting to get a new job. So I didn't have any money. I had no money and I needed to pay my rent. I was a roommate. I had a roommate. So I babysat. I did people's hair. I cleaned people's houses um, just so that I could get enough money to pay my rent. At the time, I didn't have a cell phone, so literally my only bill was rent, and I didn't have a car. So I was like, I need to pay the rent, and I think that that's my street smart was like, what are you doing? Okay.
Sorry.
My street
I
smarts
had to
kicked
fix
in
it. My bad.
just to like I had to get a hustle so that I could still make this money to pay my bills, and that's what I did. And I had no shame in my game. I was like, I'll clean your house, your bathroom. I was scrubbing toilets. I was babysitting some badass kids, really bad kids. um, but I still did it, and that's how I was able to, to kind of survive. You know.
What about you, Miss Peaches? What about you, Miss Peaches? How was
Well,
what?
I'm gonna tell you the
Tell us the
truth.
truth, then.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I said I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Okay.
It taught me how to survive, get my money, and take care of
I know that's right.
my. So yeah,
Hey.
no, as a kid, like I was probably 18.
Uh
I
huh.
was probably 18, and I was out there by myself with a backpack, hanging out. It taught me how to get my money. If you know me, you know me. Um, how to basically survive and shoot, man. I'm telling you, boys, so many stories I can tell you about how I got through by having street smarts. Unpredictable, unbelievable, and a blessing that I'm still here to get through it. I went to prison before. I didn't think I was going to get out of that. Um, Being street smart, I had to go to fire camp. So instead of standing there, and I kept getting time after time, and I was fighting because I was angry because I had my third daughter in jail. I didn't know who had her, where she was. I was just an angry person at that time. Being street smarts and trying to get my life right or get my kids back. They was very young. I believe Deja was probably 5, Shanice was probably 4, Sade, no, Deja was probably 3, Shanice was probably 2, Sade was just born. Let me correct that. Um, I was just an angry person. I stayed in the streets. I sold dope. I did what I can do to make myself who I am today, but it really didn't matter because I ain't got none of that today. I got the
Yeah.
book smarts, the street smarts. Like I said, it taught me by being in jail away from my kids. I had to really get my mind together. And do I want to stay in here and continue fighting? Because I'm with a different color,
Mhm.
or I'm gang banging. It did nothing else matter to me. Like I didn't care. Like I didn't have nothing to live for. Like the main thing was to know my dad. I never knew him, so that's where the anger came in. I never knew him. So anybody that knew him, I didn't like you. You know,
Mhm.
um, like I said, jail helped me come out, but I continuously kept going back in because I was still an angry person due to uh, tragedy or betrayal and stuff that happened to me as a kid.
Yeah.
I did go to fire camp. It taught me how to come out of jail instead of being so angry. Um, I got a lot of degrees in there as far as fighting fires and stuff. I didn't get out to fight the fire though. I got out doing the same thing
Mm.
because I liked it, the money.
Yeah.
That was my survival, making the money. Like I said, whoo wee, I can write a book today about. I ain't gonna tell you. I got a book coming out, y'all. I'm sorry. I have to go on that broadcast and go on and put it out there. I got a
Oh,
book
okay.
coming
That's
out
fine. That's
called "You
fine.
Don't Know My Life."
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's called "You Don't Know My Life." It comes out for Christmas,
Mhm.
by Peaches. I do have my production and everything going. My platform. It's about my life. I'm glad we having this segment today because it's a lot that I'm covering that's a part of the
Mhm.
book.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
good.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, congratulations.
So, because, thank you, I appreciate that. And I also have another business coming out
Mhm.
called Gifts of Love too.
Mm.
There's gift baskets of all occasions. That will be, I will have a launch party in July
Mhm.
for that,
Okay.
launching cosmetics and skincare line.
Mhm.
So, hey, come out and I'll send invitations
Yeah.
out to everybody. It's a blessing for me that I can get where I'm going, and I'm showing my kids that it's a better way than having a whole lot of street smarts because you
Yes.
can either be here, be dead, or in jail for the rest of your life.
Ex-
Uh-huh.
Having a lot of street smarts as well.
yes. So experience is a
I'm just
different type
grateful
of
that
teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a different tip, but
yes.
yes, most
Yes.
definitely.
Okay, so let's talk about the dangers of having only one. Let's
Yes.
talk about the downside.
Book smart only. You might be naive. Yes, and I was the naive person.
Street smarts only, you might miss opportunities, right? So,
Yes.
let's get in this
A lot
debate.
of opportunities.
Yes, let's get in this debate. Is it more dangerous to lack street smarts or book smarts? What did you take us
I
away? Go for it, Shawshank.
Oh, I was gonna say I think it's more dangerous to lack street smarts,
Yes.
honestly. Well, I can say that for myself.
Uh huh.
I mean, I was somebody who was pushed towards book smarts, and that's what I did. And there were several reasons for that. One, because my mom being a single mom and also being an African American woman in society. So she wanted me to be taken seriously in a society where they don't take black women seriously most of the time. So I saw the importance of it. So I was like, okay. But then on the downside, street smarts, I would have probably learn not to be taken advantage of so many times or how to code switch at an early age. I think that I was picked on a lot because people were like, well, why do you speak so proper? You must think you're better than everybody. And that wasn't the case. One, I didn't think I was better than anybody because I was always told since I started school that I was, you know, the bottom of the barrel. I was treated like I was trash when I went to school. So I didn't think I was better than anybody. That was just the way my mom taught me to speak because she said she wanted me to be taken seriously. She wanted me to, to do something and not just be seen as a stereotypical black woman, which stereotypically we are known as being uneducated, um, and having attitudes, and lazy and things like that, which is really sad because that's not at all what black women are, but that's the stereotype. So she wanted me to be the opposite of that. So then if I would have learned how to code switch, then maybe I could
Yeah.
have been not presenting book smarts all the time. But I didn't know any other way to be. So then that's why they were saying, oh, she's trying to be white. Even though, why you got to give the white people all the credit of sounding educated? That's literally what I was thinking
Yeah,
in
exactly.
my mind at a young age. I'm like,
Exactly.
why they only get to be the smart people? But anyway, yeah, and so that's just kind of like, I feel like I got taken advantage of. People would be try like I would, maybe I had money for something, and at school, and they're just like, oh, you know what? They would con me out of my money real easily. And I'm very like much that kid who people like the metaphor is, I'll give you the shirt off my back, but literally like I did stuff like that. Like this little kid was like, my socks are dirty, and I'm in elementary school, we're in kindergarten. She liked my socks, so I took them off and I gave them to her because she didn't have any socks. And my mom was like, what the
Exactly. She would have. Girl, you're not taking my socks.
Yeah, but this is the stuff that would happen to me even when I got older. Someone would be like, oh, I need that. And me not having street smarts, I don't see that these people didn't need my shit. They just wanted to take it from me. Just for the fun of being able to say that she's stupid, she's so naive, I took that from her and she just let me have it. And that happened a lot because I would just freely give people stuff even if I needed it, but they said they needed it. So I think like street smarts would have helped me not get taken advantage of so many times growing up.
It's called survival and protection. Street smart.
Yeah.
Book smart, they take advantage of you because they think you're vulnerable and
Yeah.
you just likable and you trustable and
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Too trusting because I trusted a lot of people who were snakes in the grass. So
right.
yeah.
No, yeah. I wouldn't gave her my socks. I would have looked at her like she was stupid. First of all,
Yeah.
your socks dirty? Okay. Your parents should have sent you with two pairs because I sure got two pairs of socks that I ain't giving up.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Can being too trusting book smart mindset get you hurt? I mean, it got Shay with no
Yes.
socks.
I already answered that question.
Okay, so does lack of education limit your potential? I don't think so at all.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Again, it depends on what you're going for, though. I do think. Like, say you are going for like say you're trying to be the mayor of the city. Then people are gonna be looking at your background to try to give you some type of like validation to reference what type of person you are. And I can see how not having the education can be like a negative strike against the person. But as far as like, something other than that, like I feel like you there's things that you don't have to have a degree for, and you're still gonna be great at it.
No, I totally agree with that. Okay. Can street smarts alone build long term success? No. I feel like you need both streets and book smarts to actually, you know, have a long time success. What do y'all think?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think that at some point you might have to get the book smarts in there, or if you have the book smarts already, at some point you have to get the street smarts in there.
Yes.
It's
I
called
agree.
hidden intelligence.
Huh?
It's called hidden intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta be well rounded for sure.
Okay, so let's talk about the balance. The real power is combining both, like Miss Peaches says. That's
Yeah, it is. No, that's where the growth happens.
ex-
Like combining both and finding like your middle ground within them.
yes, yes. So should schools teach real life survival skills? Let's talk about
Yes.
it. and
Yes.
why? And
So,
why is a yes?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, for example, right, when you graduate high school, you need to go, usually the thing is go to college,
Yes.
and college costs money. But yet no one taught you how to open up a bank account.
That is true.
period.
No one taught you that you need to get a California ID and driver's license. I think the first thing I got was a California ID because learning how to drive was a lot harder, but I needed identification. Um, but I didn't learn that at school. My mom was like, "You need to get identification." I'm walking around with my high school ID card. You can't use that once you leave high school, though. And they don't teach you that, which is something I feel like, why didn't anyone say anything? You learn that outside of school, but they could have taught you that about getting identification, having a bank account and a savings account, what types of savings accounts to have, so that you can earn interest on them long term. I mean, things like that. I took economics. We learned nothing about bank accounts. We learned everything about the stock market. I
Exactly.
don't even know how to put money in the bank. But you want me to invest in stocks? Like what? Make it make sense.
It doesn't make any
It
sense
It
because
doesn't.
doesn't. It doesn't at all.
it makes no sense because they teach you how to make a resume. Okay, to make a resume
Yes.
or to know how to write a resume,
Yes.
you need to have an ID when you get the job. So why are you making a resume and you ain't got an ID for the job? Make no sense.
Exactly.
Make it make sense. And if I
Make it
see,
make sense.
yes,
Exactly.
if
Like
I see
how
one
we
more
you
person,
teaching us? Yeah, how you teaching
yeah,
us how to do a resume and how we gonna get the job with just the resume? They want
exactly.
ID. They want two forms of identification.
Uh huh.
Okay, did they teach you how to go get a driver's license? Did the DMV tell you when you have a crash you need to report it? We don't know none of that.
None
We
of it.
thinking we
None of
gonna
it.
report it to the insurance company. No, you need to report it to the DMV. Them the ones gonna take your license.
Exactly.
Exactly, exactly. And then they don't tell you how to even make your resume make you look good. Like cuz of
Yeah.
course when I'm in high school, I don't have no experience according to what I'm thinking it's supposed to be. And then they need to teach you how like okay, like in high school like I babysat kids a lot. So then I can put that on my resume, but there's a way to word it where it sounds professional
Exactly.
and they'll see it as an actual skill that can be used in a workplace. And they need to teach people that because if not, then I'm like my resume is blank. Because I'm like, I don't know what to put. I don't have any jobs. It's like, no, you did. You had jobs. You
Yep.
volunteered. This volunteering is a job. Like all these things so that I can, actually get hired for something.
And
It's
so
just, it
they
was a lot.
basically teaching you. Yeah, they basically teaching you the basics in school. And then the street smarts is teaching you how to go get this, how to go get your social
Yes.
security card, how to go get your ID, how to really survive with the credentials and stuff that you need. The school ain't telling you how to survive with that stuff.
No.
They telling
No,
you that you need an ID, that you need this, that you need this. They don't.
No, they
Hell,
don't.
I didn't know I needed a birth certificate all this time. I just got one 2 months ago. I ain't had no
oh,
birth certificate
I don't
all
even
this
know what my
time.
birth certificate
I,
at.
I mean,
I never
I do
used it.
have my birth
I never
certificate.
used it, but it's
Yeah, you usually
important.
don't.
They say
It
it's
is.
Now,
important. They say
yeah.
to have. but it you don't use it for nothing.
You really don't, unless you're getting like a passport. That's the only time that I
Exactly.
used my birth
And the
certificate.
passports just came legal and you gotta have it now. That, in other words, what
Yeah.
I'm saying, you gotta
Yeah.
have the passport now. So it is necessary now to get your birth certificate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Especially with all the identity fraud that people are doing these days, they need everything, your
Everything
immunization
from
records.
Yeah.
They're just like, we want to know that
everything.
this is you. Where's the baby picture?
Everything. It's so much, yeah, it's so much security now that everything got a link. If one thing is off, even your address, it's not verifiable.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Soon
not.
they're gonna be like, we need a drop of your blood. We need to confirm your DNA.
Right. Thumbprint. So we both agree. So on the question, what's more valuable today, experience or education? So we both agreed it's the experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So another question: do you think that the education system needs to change? Hell yes.
Yes.
Oh yes, for sure.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh,
So we're not even
amen.
going to debate that one. We all said yes.
Nah,
I mean,
nah, we gonna
I
pass
think
that
we
one
all
back.
know why. Yeah. The education system sucks right now. They're changing it and it's
Yeah.
making it worse. They're not even making it better.
They not.
Like at least home economics taught you how to cook. They didn't took that out. There's no home
Period.
economics. I ask somebody if they take home economics, they're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "What the?
They
Okay."
don't even know how to write in cursive.
There's no
Hey, I'm gonna
cursive.
need look. I'm gonna need both of you guys to fall back because back in our days we didn't have that shit. We had
Okay.
basic stuff, so I'm gonna need y'all to back
I
off.
mean, I prefer people
We did
they
not know
learn how to
nothing
write
about
in cursive.
economics. We
I
didn't
mean,
have economics.
it taught
We
me at
just had
least the
history.
basics. Just history. Know your
Know
history.
your history.
Know
And
your history.
I
so
mean, history is important.
Right.
so that's balance. That's the cheat code. It I should say. So we're with that note, we are at our end of the bar table talk for today. So, final question for our audience: are you more street smart, book smart, or both?
I'm
That
trying to be both, but it's hard.
I'm gonna
exactly.
go.
I mean,
I'm gonna go with both.
both, both. So that's going to wrap up today's episode of the Bar Table Talk. If this conversation spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Follow the podcast, leave a review, and stay connected. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.